if you discover what you are giving birth to live for, you don't waste your time planting trees.
Yeah, that's true.
You go straight to the point and then you solve a problem.
Yeah.
Because I had premeditated my intentions even before entering college, I knew what it was about.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm actually a lover of shoes. I had my own taste for shoes. So even though it was a free pro bono stuff, I wanted the right thing to be done.
Fantastic.
Even though we were going to give it out for free, but my reputation was down the line.
Yeah.
I need not to give them something that is menial.
Yeah.
It would go a long way to hurt my reputation in the future. So
yeah.
I gave them some few designs,
Okay.
picked some designs online, and then asked them whether they could do it.
Right.
They gave me the go-ahead that they could do it, and I paid them.
Right.
And they came out with the designs. So that was how come we came up with the first tranche of shoes.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode on Beyond the Surface. Today we're going to have another episode on our CEOs series. We have one of the youngest entrepreneurs in this country that is handling a couple of businesses and want to get into his story and find out the journey so far in his business. You're welcome. Be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow, and please let us know what you think. Put in your comment. Hello, sir.
Hi.
You're welcome.
Thank you once again.
All right, great. Now let's start. You have quite a very interesting journey. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Tell us the kind of businesses you manage, and from that, let's take through your journey.
Okay. Thanks so much for the opportunity. I handle over 3 businesses,
Wow.
ranging from shoes, consultancies, and other corporate affairs. So we'll start with the shoe business.
Yeah, let's take the shoe.
So the name is Obotantim Shoes.
Okay.
Proudly made in Ghana shoes.
Okay.
In fact, the materials are locally sourced.
Okay.
We have a mini factory that we have few people working with us.
Okay, hold on. So you have your first business, you manage yourself, established by yourself.
Okay.
What is a shoe manufacturing company? Exactly. How long have you been doing this for?
It's been over 7 years. Yes,
7 years.
7 years now.
Okay. How did you start it?
The story is quite interesting.
Yeah, share with us.
Started way back in college. So we're in college one time, and I was also there. I was privileged to have become the Student Representative Council president way back in college. Okay. So it was at that time where I noticed that the people around me had a problem. Okay. And so we're looking at ways and means to solving that particular problem.
What problem was that?
They had issues with slippers.
Okay.
Shoes. Some of them were walking barefooted.
Oh, in your college?
In my college, actually. There was a middle school, currently they call it demonstration school, just beside the school. So I normally see these kids walk barefooted and all that. So there was a time I asked them, why are they walking barefooted? And they told me they don't have anything to wear to school. Wow. So in my own small way, I thought it was to, coming through to solve a problem. And then this problem solving became a business. Wow. That's how come the whole business
So that was how the inspiration came about.
Exactly.
Okay, so you had the inspiration. You've seen a college close to where you school. You realized these people had a problem. You wanted to solve it. Okay, so now take us through the process. How did you then start getting those slippers? Take us through financing. Take us through that journey. Okay.
I will try as much as possible to be very honest.
Okay.
Maybe my uncle who sponsored a bit without knowing he sponsored to be watching, actually.
Right.
So we started with slippers.
Okay.
And then we ended up with shoes. That's how it started. So at a point, I was leaving college to Kumasi. Okay. Kumasi actually has, they have a lot of materials, raw materials especially. So I made a few calls and I had to move from college to Kumasi. Okay. A place called Afro Quanta, if you've heard about the place. A very nice place, cosmopolitan area where I'm going to meet diverse means of people. So I got in touch with one of these few artisans and then he gave me an overview. In fact, as at that time, the funding was a problem. Managing school, academic work, handling people, SRC activities, my own academics, and then business. So we managed, to get some fee funds here and there. My uncle sponsored, without him knowing, he was actually sponsoring the business. So the first tranche, we had about, those days, we had about 1,000 Ghana cedis.
All right.
So I came back to
campus. This was in what year?
2016 area.
2016,
2016.
Right. Okay.
2016. So we had about 1,000 Ghana cedis. I mobilized the funds, and then I went back to Kumasi.
Okay.
Met these few artisans, and then told them, yo, I'm a student, but I want to help my community. So they played integral role of making this dream become a reality.
Right.
So we brought the first tranche down here, and we shared it for free.
Right. So when you raised the fund, you got to this artisan. The design of the shoe, was it inspired by you, or you just needed some shoes to solve the problem over there?
Okay, interesting. Because I'm actually a lover of shoes. I had my own taste for shoes. So even though it was a free pro bono stuff, I wanted the right thing to be done.
Fantastic.
Even though we were going to give it out for free, but my reputation was down the line.
Yeah.
I need not to give them something that is menial.
Yeah.
It would go a long way to hurt my reputation in the future. So I gave them some few designs, picked some designs online, and then asked them whether they could do it.
Right.
They gave me the go-ahead that they could do it, and I paid them. Right. And they came out with the designs. So that was how come we came up with the first tranche of shoes.
So when you got it, you didn't sell it to the people there for free?
It was for free. It was basically for free.
Wow.
Yes, it was solely for free. We gave it out for free, and I was happy.
Wow.
My spirit was at peace. I've been able to solve a problem.
That's nice. So after that journey, take us through. What was the next step? Now you've realized you've solved a need over there, but of course you can't be doing this for free.
Exactly.
You can't be doing so. From that point, take us through the journey from that point.
Yes, it's not been smooth, but let me quickly chip in a statement made by Martin Luther King Jr. He said that if you discover what you are given birth to live for, you don't waste your time planting trees.
Yeah, that's true.
You go straight to the point, and then you solve a problem.
Yeah.
Because I had premeditated my intentions even before entering college, I knew what it was about.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't easy, but then thanks to certain people, I may not be able to mention their names. You will know them if I mention their names. I came down to Accra, pushed the news to them. Some are politicians now.
Okay.
I spoke to them about the whole idea, and somehow they were touched.
Okay.
So they sponsored, and then we went back to the streets and gave it to them for free. However, we got to a point where the demands were increasing.
So the second time, you got to speak to some prominent people.
Exactly.
They sponsored, and you still gave it out for free.
For free.
Okay.
Because I wanted the impact to be felt.
Right.
The impact should be felt. In fact, don't forget, from the beginning, it wasn't a business.
Yeah.
It was a passion.
Yeah.
Driven out of sympathy.
Yeah.
We wanted to solve a problem. We wanted to supply shoes and slippers to people who were less privileged.
Yeah.
To have access to shoes and then go to school with them. But then the funding was a problem. So this same story was sold to some people we thought had the funding, and they supported the idea. So that was how it came about. So the second funding came. We got the shoes from Kumasi, Afon Kwanta precisely. We gave it out again for free. Now, the demand became more.
Okay.
So I thought it was now commercialize the business.
Fantastic.
And as a student who aspired to become prominent person in future, I'd done a few research. And then I got to know that the business was supposed to be registered. So we came up with a name.
Okay. That's when you came up with the Obotantim.
Exactly. Obotantim, a rock that cannot be moved.
Yeah.
You can't scale it.
Yeah.
So we came up with the Obotantim, spoke to a few designs. They gave me some designs, and then I went through it, and I chose the design that would best fit.
Okay. After
that, I went back to my people. I told them, yo, this is now becoming a very big business, and I feel if you should support it, the brand itself will become marketable, because as a Ghanaian, we need to promote our own business. Yeah. Thankfully, we're not using the material, we're not buying the material from abroad.
Okay.
They were locally sourced.
Here in Kumasi?
In Kumasi.
Okay.
The machines were there, the people were there. Whatever we're using were made in Ghana.
Right.
And so they quickly bought into that idea.
Right.
We went to Registrar General Department, we registered the business, the logo. Went to the trademark industry, trademarked it. Right. Then we went to Association of Ghanaian Industries to register with them.
Yeah.
In fact, annually we go for meetings. So we had all the paperwork done, the administrative rules done, and then we got it started.
Wow.
And thankfully, it's been a very big business, and a blessing to many.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. Wow. So let's look at your structure. Your structure currently. How many staff do you operate now?
We have about 6 people now.
Okay.
who are not particularly our workers. But then when there is a demand, we have specific people.
So you still produce it in Kumasi?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
From Kumasi. We produce from Kumasi currently.
Now, you know there are people already in this industry, especially in Kumasi.
Right.
There were lots of people into this shoe. What would you say makes your brand stand out from other shoemakers? You know, not shoemakers in a code. What makes your product stand out from them? What would you say stands out?
There are a couple of things that makes a brand stand out.
Okay.
Don't forget, I mentioned to you earlier that from the beginning, it wasn't for commercial purposes. It was for a solution-oriented business. It was from a solution-oriented business. We wanted to solve a problem. Now, because other guys out there are moved or geared towards the monetary aspect, they don't look into details.
Okay.
Their goal is to enrich themselves and not make any statement.
Right.
We, from the Obotantim brand, we have a brand to protect. We have a problem to solve.
Right.
And the reputation to protect as well. And so once you get hold of our shoe, you are not only buying a product, but you are, one, helping solve a problem.
Fantastic.
You are, number two, helping build a long-standing brand that will go beyond borders.
Yeah.
And so these are a couple of things that helps our brand stand out.
That's amazing. Your market, how large is your market? Your market share? Do you sell only to Ghana? How many regions, or outside Ghana? How big is your market like?
Our market is quite big in the sense that from the onset, apart from giving it for free, we also had wanted to create a niche for ourselves.
Okay.
We didn't want to sell it to any other person in quotes. Even though the whole idea was to solve a problem, we didn't also want our shoes to go down the drain. You see quality shoes that are being misused.
Yeah.
We believe that as a man or as a person, your shoe speaks. And so whenever you walk into a room, apart from your head, the next place that somebody watches is your shoe.
Yeah, that's true.
Good. So we've been able to create a very large market. Thankfully, the African trade market has also helped us.
Okay.
It has enlarged our tentacles. Our customers have enlarged, and then we even export sometimes to the UK.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You know, there are other businesses that also run that connects people, and then we're able to, fall on other.
Yeah, we'll come to those other businesses.
So we sometimes, not on a larger scale, we export to the UK especially. Yes, there is a very great Ghanaian community in UK.
Yeah.
And then they've made us to understand that every year there are quite a number of Ghanaians who graduate from school.
Yeah.
So currently they are our target market. We make sure we produce a number of shoes we export to the UK. And so for markets, yes, it's a very
quite
business
large.
that we are gradually extending our tentacles to other places.
And that's amazing to hear. I mean, for a young entrepreneur, over a 7-year period, having done this, I mean, that's very amazing. Now, share with us. I'm sure there are some challenges along the line. I mean, you're saying it sounds very easy to whoever is hearing it. Yes, but I'm sure there have been some great challenges. Share with us the challenges, the times that you question as to whether this was going to work. Take us through that period.
Thank you. Personally, whenever I want to come up with a project, I only see opportunities and not obstacles.
Right.
Perhaps there may be problems and challenges, but the focus is what can I do out of this problem? And so, I mean, regularly we have issues with funding, the dollar rates, the exchange rate, and some taxes too. Sometimes when you're exporting the finished goods, you have to pay taxes, and that has been some challenges. However, it is not necessarily something that is going to keep us aback. We are poised to solve a problem, one, build a long-standing reputation as far as the shoe brand is concerned, and also raise the flag of Ghana high.
Fantastic.
And so this hasn't really been a problem. I mean, it doesn't mean it's smooth.
Yeah.
There are obstacles, but we are much more focused on the positives.
Yeah.
And so we try as much as possible not to be weighed down by the obstacles.
Fantastic.
That is the whole point.
Who would you say inspires you?
Currently, I inspire myself. I actually inspire myself.
You certainly look up to someone.
I certainly look up to people who are not really in the shoe business.
Okay.
They are not really my mentees, or they are not really my mentors. I admire a quality of theirs.
Okay.
And so I use them as a guide.
Okay.
So create my own or charter my own path. I would say they are actually my mentors. I don't really look up to anybody. I feel we all have different pedestals and different objectives. And so if I look up to you, it means I must try as much as possible to take you holistically. But of course, the paths are not the same.
Fantastic.
I may like your expertise and your skill. It doesn't mean you're my mentor. No. I look up to God, actually.
That's great. Now, before we get into your other business, I want your thoughts on this. There's this argument out there that, especially when it comes to the fashion industry, and you are in the fashion industry because you make shoes, Nigerians are far better. They are way ahead of us when it comes to clothing, comes to shoes. What's your view on that?
Nigerians are friends, from the other side in terms of country-wise. But I would say for a fact that they are not better off than Ghanaians. They are not. They are doing so well. They understand the business, and they try as much as possible to capitalize on their markets, their population. Maybe some other time, but I'll tell you a little about China, how China became prominent using their numbers. And so I'm quite optimistic that Nigerians have capitalized on the antics and theatrics in business, where population matters.
Yeah, drives, yeah.
They understand investment. Nigerians understand investment, and they understand how to use resources. Down here, probably we are not much more inclined when it comes to investment, and we always want to play safe. But Nigerians would throw their money where their mouth is and expect to reap it some other time.
Yeah.
So they are not really better than us, no.
It's really the investment.
It's the investments and the systems out there.
Yeah.
They are much more swift to capitalize on their population and technology. Whilst down here, we are slow to invest. We may have the passion, we may have the funding, but we want skyrocket science to tell us how to invest them.
Yeah.
And a Nigerian man doesn't care. Once you saw the idea to him and it's formidable and feasible, he would invest.
Fantastic.
I can tell you so many businesses in Nigeria that are run by people you'd be amazed. They invest into an idea, then it blossoms. They sit back and they take their returns.
Yeah.
So for a fact, Nigerians are not better than us. We respect them. We throw our hats down for them, but they're not better than us in terms of fashion and show business.
Certainly. That I agree. Certainly. For your designs, just before we get into your other business, for your design, for your shoe design, do you are you inspired by other designer shoe, or you have a design that is peculiar from all the other designs?
We are inspired by other people from the same fraternity, the same shoe business. However, we are peculiar in a lot of things. If you should check out our brands, we are solely interested in locally manufactured shoes. Even if we are using a material that has been used by another fraternity, there is a tweak that shows our distinction.
Right.
So clearly, when a Obotantim shoe is lying down here, you clearly differentiate it between Kraboa shoes and other foreign shoes. It's clear. Either the sole cut is different, or our horse shoes types are different. If you check out mock sharp shoes, for instance, the designs are different. Sometimes they shift. The finishing, they are so extremely different from the other designs. Sometimes we look up to them, we respect them, they've been in the business for a while, but we're not inspired by their works.
Fantastic.
We are set out to achieve a certain goal, which is clearly different from theirs.
Right.
And so we can't be inspired by them.
I can tell you are doing so well at that.
Thank you.
All right. So let's get into your second business, the corporate affairs aspect. Tell us about that.
It's interesting, I also run a consultancy firm that is also registered. Obotantim Travels and Business Consult.
Right.
Amazing. It's really been amazing. And this business has been in existence for the past 4 years.
Right. What do you mainly deal in?
So because I grew up in a community where you can't get it wrong. There were a lot of technocrats around me. Who were dealing in travel issues. You tell them your problem, they solve it for you. And I'm the type who would quickly learn without you knowing. So in most cases, I was running errands for them, and I also had the opportunity to work in a law firm that was handling immigrant cases from the UK and other countries. And so it made me learn so quick. Currently, as we speak, we've helped over, this year alone, we've helped over, I think, 45 people in the UK to secure visa extensions, others who are on COS, certificate of sponsorships, people who had wanted to take their spouses off their visa to acquire, permanent stay. We've also helped people to have, there was another thing called BRPs.
Yeah.
We helped them to acquire their BRPs without any problems. Or people who are also having issues with having to move from their COS sponsorships, migrating to another ones.
Yeah.
They've contacted us and then we've been able to solve the problems. Interestingly, most of our customers, we don't know them.
Right.
Because we've built a certain reputation, they feel free to consult us.
Yeah. And I was even coming to that. How do you sell to your customers? How strong is it through your social media presence? How do you, over the years, how have you sold most of the clients that you've got?
Wow. This business actually, personally, I'm not active on social media.
Okay.
Apart from WhatsApp, where I normally interact with people, I'm not really active on social media. But the point is, if you're able to do a good job, you travel far.
So basically reference.
Basically, it's references and recommendations.
Yeah.
That is how the customers are calling.
Okay.
So before I walked in here, I had a customer call, and then he sent over 4,000 Ghana cedis to me now. As we sit here.
Okay.
He's not seen me before.
Okay.
It is through a recommendation.
Right.
And so he's begun believing in my expertise.
Right.
So that is how the business works. Once you're able to do a good job, I will sell it out to the other people.
Fantastic. So one thing I'm getting from this interview is like, it looks like you have a lot on your table.
Sure.
At what point do you think you're going to offload most of these things and get someone to handle some of these things?
Okay. I would answer your question, but let me start with a very interesting scenario from the late Kwame Nkrumah.
Right.
When Kwame Nkrumah came down from England, he had like-minded people he was working with. And interestingly, all these people are now heads of states. They are dead now, but they were, or they became heads of state.
Yeah.
The likes of Steve Biko. He called them the cultists. These were a group of people he was nurturing to follow suit in terms of his principles and ideology. So currently, we are looking forward to have a group of people who are like-minded, like the Obotantim brand and what we stand for. This is a growing business. Apart from commercializing it, we're also particular about our reputation and what we stand for.
Definitely.
And so we wouldn't want to entrust these brands into anybody's care.
Yeah.
So currently, we are looking at recruiting like-minded people who have humanity at heart.
Right.
Nurture them for them to see the light we've seen.
Right.
So that at the right time, we can also delegate powers to them to walk in our path.
Right.
That time has not come yet, but when the sun and the stars align, we'll know and then we'll do what is needed.
That's great. So running this and running the shoe business,
I do all that.
How do you do that? You're saying it's very easy, but
it's determination, actually.
Okay.
Don't forget the quote I gave you from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, from Martin Luther King Jr. It keeps me moving.
Right.
I am able to apportion my time to meet all these demands. Thankfully, I've not had any problem. Other people who are in the same business normally result in court disputes, police issues.
Yeah.
But thankfully, by God's grace, I've not been able to have all of these problems. And if I show you tests, you would realize that they are amazed and very happy about my services, especially the show business and the consultancy business.
I think obviously, over the period, it's going to grow bigger.
Right.
And at a point, you will need some people in the fold to actually help. Right. Let's talk about your third business.
Oh, you really want me to tell you all my businesses?
Yeah.
I'm actually in the law school now.
Okay.
Apart from that, I'm a professional teacher too.
Okay.
Professional teacher, a full-time professional teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, so it means that I went through the college system, went through University of Cape Coast, and I'm reading law now. It's not been easy, but as I rightly mentioned, it's passion and discipline. Right. Yes, the godly factor is there. But you wake up in the morning, you prepare on Sunday evening, and on Monday, you are going to work. You have about 2 hours to spend at these particular places, and from there, you have to move to this place. So you keep your itinerary intact, and you realize that you don't have any time to spare. It's either you're meeting clients for business proposals, either you're writing proposals to people for business opportunities, you're solving problems on phone, you're on this Zoom meeting, or you're on that market. So it's not been a smooth journey, but you're trying.
So take me to a typical day.
Okay.
In the life of yourself. You have 3 thriving business.
Okay.
You wake up on a Monday. Take me through how your typical day looks like.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So let me start by the number of calls I have in a day. I get in a day. So my day starts at 5 a.m.
Right.
On a normal day, 5 a.m. started a day. In a day, I don't get no less than 70 calls.
Okay.
So from 9 a.m. to 12, I'm having over 60 calls. WhatsApp messages uncountable. Emails uncountable. So
and you manage all these yourself?
I manage all these things by myself.
Right.
By myself. I do all this by myself and by God's grace. So on a Monday morning, I go to my corporate work. I make sure I sign in. I do what I'm supposed to do there. I leave the place. I come to Obotantim.
And that is allowed. They don't have a problem with that.
They have a problem, but I don't just move. I seek excuse.
Yes. And you do that every day.
I do that. I do that. I do that.
Okay.
I do that.
Okay.
Yes. It's not smooth, but I do it.
All right.
Yeah, so the permission is granted. I move to Obotantim Shoes. I pick up the orders. And in fact, before I forget, we are also on a Bank of Ghana's POS list.
Right.
Where once they're having sales, they invite us.
Yeah.
Recently, we were at Pro Pitch.
Okay.
It was an amazing. Those of you who were there, Pro Pitch was an amazing. The turnout was interesting. The sales were good. So from corporate, I come to Obotantim. After sorting the client out, coming up with their orders, doing what I'm supposed to do there, then I switch to my emails on my laptop, in my car, I move to the office and all that. So in a day, I don't have time to spare.
Certainly, you don't.
It's been very amazing. For WhatsApp calls, it's interesting. I'm getting WhatsApp calls almost every minute. Emails, WhatsApp messages. For calls, I get no less than 70 calls in a day. So you can imagine.
Yeah, I can.
It's not be easy, but we pray as an individual, as a young guy who wants to make it, then solve a problem. That is what keeps us moving.
That's fantastic.
So
fantastic.
That is how the day looks like.
Fantastic. I mean, I'm actually enjoying this conversation. And one thing I'm getting out of all of this conversation is that even though you already had a 9-to-5 job, right, that didn't stop you from following your passion
at all.
You still went ahead to follow your passion, and from how your businesses are going, it's so clear that it's coming to a time you would probably not be doing your 9-to-5 anymore. You're going to move into full time. There are people out there watching us, probably with this 9-to-5 job, have some passions, some businesses that they want to start. But you see, the fear is, what if it doesn't work? You have tried it. It is working for you. And that is why you are here today to share your story. What would you say to anyone watching us who has this idea to start something, but the fear to start? What if he failed? You have been able to do this. You've succeeded in it. What would you say to that person?
Wow, a very good question. As an individual, you must have a principle you hold on to. I am an ardent believer of Martin Luther King's ideologies. And so if I'm not reading a book about Martin Luther King Jr., probably I'm watching a documentary of Martin Luther King Jr. somewhere. He made another statement which is quite profound. He says that perseverance is taking the first step, even when the staircase cannot be seen. And that's very interesting.
Yeah.
It strikes me. You don't, even in the midst of problems, see the positives. I don't think something is in this world that cannot be done.
Never.
Whatever is in this world can be done. It's achievable. And so for me, all you need to do as an individual is to have the right information. The right information is key. You could have the funding. How about if you don't have the information? Apart from you having the information, you must know who to talk to. There are people who are already at where you want to be. Those are the people you should be talking to. Not social media. Not venting your anger indiscriminately.
Yeah.
And so the young ones out there who would want to follow their passion, you must fully follow your passion. Interestingly, you can dream as big as you want. Your dreams are free. But the important thing is how you materialize them. It is up to you to make your dreams become a reality. know that whatever you are dreaming is possible, as popularly said by Brian Tracy. He said that you are having that dream because it's achievable.
Yeah.
And so once you are dreaming, know that you can do it.
Yeah.
I will not come to sit here and give you rocket science and give you calculations. I will not tell you my capital was 10 Ghana cedis. I wouldn't tell you I started with 2 cedis.
Yeah, yeah.
But the point is, someone funded me from the beginning. However, I put in effort.
Exactly.
The right mentality and mindset. And so I believe that once you have the right mentality and mindset, it's achievable. You can do it. If you can't jump the wall, penetrate through the wall, as popularly said by our bishop, Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Hayakloti.
Right.
It says that scale the wall. If you can't scale the wall, go around the wall. If you can't go around the wall, penetrate through the wall and make it happen. That is the kind of spirit we believe in. And so there's nothing like you can't do it. You can do it. Once you've been able to dream it, you can do it. And so that's all I can say to the people out there.
And I think one thing also I've realized through this interview is that self-development. You realize that you keep talking about reading, and the people you follow and the relationship you've kept is what has influenced you and has gotten you to this level. And so that's a good conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. And I'm sure when this interview gets out there, many people are going to be inspired about it. Thank you so much. Thank you for making the time to be here today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. In the words of our young CEO, everything is possible. Everything is possible. So follow that passion. Do that very thing that you've been seeking to do. This is Beyond the Surface podcast. We'll see you next week. Please make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow us, and leave your comments in the comment section.